analysis through a dam. We will be looking at the seepage analysis through a dam. So let us start. So we'll create a part first. We'll make a 2D part, 2D shell part, and we'll keep the approximate size to 20. So first we are going to draw the dam and underneath soil, and then we'll create some pore water pressure, and then we'll see what happens once the analysis is run. So let us create a basic structure. So I'm trying to create a, let's say, 10-meter deep soil. So it's 2, so let's make it 10, and then the length will be like 30 meter. So it is 10 by 30. So our sheet is anyway small, but anyway, we'll not worry about it. Now we'll create a trapezoid which will represent the dam. So let me just first create a rectangle, and then from the rectangle we create a 5-meter high dam. 5 meter looks good enough, and 5 meter wide. So it is a as you can see, 5 by 5 meter rectangle. Now we'll draw 45-degree line. So to draw 45-degree line, what we'll do is we'll just copy this and paste it in its own side, and that's what we'll do. Now we'll draw a line, that is 45-degree line, and we'll see the purpose of this line later on. So we have our dam. Now we'll snap at the center, and we'll draw a straight line. So this is a straight line. Now we'll mirror the this line. Just copy. You can see here mirror option I'm using. Just selecting this line. Oh sorry, we need to select the mirror line first, then I'll pick this line and I'll select the entity, and I'll click enter. So it is done now. So I'll just erase this line. So our dam is complete, bottom part and top part. So I will just move this to the top of the dam. Here you go. Yeah, you can snap it, and then here it is done. So I'll just make the structure completely closed, so there is no internal lines. So it is fine, as you can see. So I'm assuming that at this side there will be water. So what I'll do is I will make a water height. So let's say water is at a height of 2 meters. So I'll just draw a straight line till here, and then I will draw a 2-meter line somewhere here. So let's say it's 2 meters. So dimension it accordingly, and then move it to at the end of this line. So we'll just select this line, click on done. This point will be moved to here. As you can see, this is the height of the water. So I'll just draw a straight line, and then I will trim the parts. As you can see, this is the main part we need to trim. Now what it will do, it will create the line with 2 parts. This is 2-meter high part, and this is 3-meter high part. Slant height is like 2 into under root 2, 3 into under root 2, because it's 45-degree angle, but I'm not concerned with that. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to apply a pore water pressure of some value to here. Okay, so I think we are done with the sketch, and let's click on done. So it's our sketch. Now I'll create a soil. So to create a soil, I will go to property, I will go to material, I'll name it soil, and general properties like density, I'm guessing 2000 will be good. Mechanical properties, let's say 30 megapascal soil. Oh sorry, I said 30 1 2 3 4 5 6 30 megapascal soil with Poisson ratio of 0.4, which is very general. Soils have that. And now we'll use the permeability of the soil. So for using permeability, I'm guessing we'll need a sand type of soil. So for sand type of soil, we generally use somewhat around 0.01 kind of permeability meter per second, 0.01 meter per second, like a fine sand, and then void ratio, let's assume to be 0.9. So that looks fine. Specific weight of the wetting liquid, so here it is specific weight, it is not the mass. So weight is generally in Newton, so specific weight of water is around let's say, because the density is 1000, so weight will be 10,000. So I have made 50, yeah, so 10,000 Newton will be the specific weight, and then everything is fine. I'll click OK. So we have created a soil. So what we'll do is we'll apply this soil in the whole part, and we'll just do that. So I'm just going to create a section, click on done. So we do not have a section, we can create it from here itself. So I'm just going to create a solid section, and I'm going to call it soil section. Continue. The soil material, we only have one material, soil, so I'm clicking on OK, and there it comes. So assignment, thickness assignment is from section, so it's automatic because it's very like 2D, so we don't want anything else. So let's go to assembly, and we have only one part, and click on OK, and go to step, and we'll create a soils step. So we'll go on continuing. So we don't want a transient consolidation, so it's very difficult to achieve transient consolidation basically. So we'll just want our pore water pressure to change with time. So let's assume 10 second or something. So I'm just going to assume 10 second. And if you want to use stresses, if you want to see look at the stresses, you can just click the NLGeom on some. So let us just manage this so that we don't fail at first attempt. So initial increment we make it small, so let's say 0.1, and maximum is 0.2, and the number of increments, let us increase them. Minimum increment, so we do not fail the steps. Everything else is like constant. You can just go with the default procedure, but I'm just taking extra care, so you can go with default, and that's okay. Anything we missed? Yeah, creeps, swelling, viscular. So it's generally 0.5%. So sorry, 5%. So I'm just going 0.05 and click on OK. So like that kind of error we are assuming here, like plus minus, so 0.5%. so dismiss it, and now I'll go to interaction. There is no interaction required, so we'll just move on to load. In the load, what we'll do is we'll just fix the bottom of the dam, nothing else. Continue and select this, done. We'll apply Ancaster condition. This is like fixing the bottom of the dam. People might also apply roller boundary conditions to the sides, because you know it goes to infinity. So I'll just apply displacement rotation condition to this edge, and click on shift and click on this, so to select both of them, and then done. And what I want to do basically is I want to apply displacement rotation boundary condition, which will be, so I don't want to allow displacement in x direction, but y and z are allowed, so no displacement in x. That means u1 will be 0. So I'll control u1 and click on OK. So as you can see, these are applied. Now I'll apply some pore water pressure condition here, as you can see, and I click on continue. I'm just going to click on this thing, both of them. Oh, sorry, this and this. So here the pore water pressure will be constant, and in the step which we want to apply, let's say we have a 100 kilonewton of pore water. So 100, 1, 2, 3. This is the pore water pressure. If you want to apply it instantly, then it will apply instantly. You can generally use amplitude, but in the soil system it's not that required. So just go and OK. And now another pore water step at the end of the dam. So I'm just assuming that here, and shift click here, both of these walls will be at zero pore water because they will end the seepage, like the water will flush here. So I'm just going to assume zero pore water pressure there and move left. So let's just check again. Okay, so here it goes. So let's work it out now. Load is applied. Yeah, so load, we have missed the load, so now I'll create a load. I'll apply a gravity load on the whole structure. Sorry, let's load, so it's continuing. So the gravity load will be in the negative y direction, so component 2, that means y direction will be minus 9.81, and everything else will be 0, so it's fine. Now gravity, as you can see, the downward arrow is visible now, so downward will be the sign of the gravity. Now I'll apply mesh. So we need to control the mesh element. We'll go to part, we'll apply the mesh element type from trail stress to pore fluid stress, so that will be our usable part. Now I'll click on OK. So I'll just, we need to change the mesh controls from quad to tri, and click on OK, and then we can apply mesh element type to this. Oh, sorry, again, mesh element type should be pore fluid stress. Oh. Have we applied or not? Just wait. Let me do. I think I have done, but let us just check. Let us just check it. I should be selected. So I'm going to mesh controls and then maybe quad. We'll just apply this quad mesh maybe, and then apply element type again, and click on OK. Yeah, so that was the mistake. Actually, we needed to be the quad shape. So now we'll just mesh it. We'll mesh a coarser size, let's say 1, and apply, and click on OK. So we have applied the seeds, and now we have meshed. It is a like a variable mesh, but it is fine. Now we'll go to job, and oh sorry, there is another thing which we have missed. So we'll go to load, and we need to define an initial void ratio, which will be like the exact same void ratio which we have defined for the soil, which is 0.9, and click on OK. That is done now. So we'll create this job, we'll call it test. Let's call it PWP, and click on continue, and click on OK. We'll just submit it for the data check, so if to see if there is any error or not, and we'll just wait. So for the data check to complete. Let's see how it goes. So the data check is completed now. So I think the model is working fine. So we'll just submit it for the final analysis. I have just submitted it. So let us see if it's under run. We'll monitor it from here. So if it is under run, we'll see some warnings like some element type or something. But anyway, let us just check if it is, yeah. So it is finally running very fast. I think you can see that that's how we can run this model, and it's already complete. So we'll go to result, and we'll see that we have several variables. Pore water pressure, you can see the phoretic lines somehow, and you can see the displacements of the dam from top to bottom due to gravity. Pore water pressure is main, which we want to be looking at. The maximum pore water pressure is like under the dam. So the lines are going like this because the final the final pore water pressure at the end is 0. So somehow the lines are going like this. There might be some phoretic lines. So there is generally a trick where you can just change the limits to somewhat like, let's say 1000, or let's say 10,000. I don't actually know how it works, but you can just check where is the phoretic line. So there is a line, phoretic line like this. As you can see, it's like this blue ones, but you can just change this value, manipulate this value, and check where the phoretic lines are. So the maximum value is this, and you can just manipulate it like let's say 20,000, and see the where the phoretic lines are. So you can see the actual shape of phoretic lines will be like this, and you can just make it like that. So we are done with this. Now I'm just going to leave tutorial for the pore water pressure. So see you soon. Goodbye.